Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be going through all of my new cubes because recently, because my birthday and Christmas and all that stuff, I've been getting Amazon cards. So I've been using them to get cubes. And honestly, I think I made some pretty good choices on my cubes, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with. How about this? I'm gonna go ahead and go from left to right with what I have. So these ones you've already seen, but I'm still gonna show them anyways, just for new people. I have the ShengShell 7x7. I have the Mofengji 5x5. The YJ axis cube, which I did finally learn how to solve. I have the Rubik's 2.0. I have the mirror blocks. And this is where things start getting new. So the first thing I wanted was some sort of 3x3 speed cube. So as you knew, I had a Diane Guhong version 2. And for the longest time, I loved this thing, but wasn't quite up to the date. So I went ahead and got an update. And I went out and got myself a blue Weilong GTS, which is very nice, honestly. But then again, I still felt like one can be better. So I went ahead and got myself a Gans 356 Air, and that definitely sealed the deal. That's my main right now. So from there, as you know, I had the Diane Megaminx, which served me well, but I just don't feel like it was that great. So I went ahead and went with the popular vote, and got the Galaxy. So it works so much better. There's really no way to describe it. It's just, it went from being a workout to solve Megaminx to just utter ease. So smooth. No complaints at all. And then I figured I can't just stick to Megaminx and 3x3. So I went ahead and got out and got myself the GE Wukuei. That's pretty nice, but it definitely was a mission to set up for sure. And what else? From there, I got this as a Christmas gift. It's not a cube, but I still like it. It's fun to play with. Kind of reminds me of those little old games, the sliders. There's always one spot, and you have to transfer around between sides. And then essentially you just move pieces around so you get them all the right spot. A little harder than I thought, but I got it. And I figured if I'm going to have all these cubes, I might as well have something to lube with. Went out. Oh yeah, by the way, underneath my computer here, I went ahead and got myself a stack mat that came with the cups, which I probably won't use unless someone wants me to. But the cool thing about the cups come with it is timer came with it. So that was definitely something that was make or break it type thing. It came with the timer. And then I also got some Traxxas 30K. I got 50K as well. And the last of my 40K. And since my 40K was getting low, I went ahead and got out a bit. So I thought about it and I go, well, I do more cores than I do actual pieces more than anything. So I went out and got myself a huge 50K bottle. So that was cheaper than even freaking Lubix. And now I do want to go over a couple of these new cubes because I feel like they're awesome. So 356 Air. I'm running it with the yellow and I have 30K, and the way that I lubed it was I put it all around the base of the GES, there you go, GES system of it. And then I also took the, God, I'm trying to freaking think of the name, the stock of the center. And then that was pretty much, that was just mind blowing because taking it out of the box, it was good, but it wasn't quite to my standard. So I changed the springs and then I lubed under the centers, the springs, and pretty much it was done. It was like, that's main right there. So yeah, the next one I'm going to go to would be the Megamix because it was such a difference. Now going from my old Diane, it was just out of the box. I knew it was going to be better just because of the fact that it's several years newer and the technology has obviously grown a lot. So I took that out and I knew it was just like such a mind-blowing event. I was like, I tried the Diane, I was like, okay, I'm used to that. And then I took this thing out and I started playing with it. I was just like, holy wow. There was just no, my mind was blown. Wow, I'm out of frame, I'm sorry. My mind was just blown because literally I sat there and was just like, it's still mind blowing to me today. So then I talk about the 4x4. So when I got this, I was it was a really good setup, but it wasn't, I just have high standards, I guess. So I took it apart, took out all the factory lube. I did the centers and all that stuff with 50K. And then I took apart, what would you call that? For these, they have like a centered locking device. Once I took it off, I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, well, obviously it's going to shake back and forth, so I probably shouldn't do that. And then I decided to do the lubing there just because I figured it would shake there. But then again, I also thought about pieces, so I put 50K along the ridge so I wouldn't hear that little clacky noise. And then once I started putting pieces, and I put 30K probably every other edge, and it's just like butter. The main one that actually surprised me though was this when it came. The way long. Before I had the GANs, I was like, okay, this is actually the most exciting one that I thought about. I wasn't really sure about the 356. So when I got this, I use this thing every day, all day. Until finally I got the GANs and the freaking PO box. And this thing just, no. As soon as I started getting used to the GANs, it was done for. I still use this just as a backup, man. It's just a matter of, this is really, really smooth and kind of clacky though. So I decided to use the GANs because it was more smooth, it was quiet. It's just a matter of, I guess it's just my style. I'd rather have a quiet cube that works really good. And a couple other things. Now this is kind of cubing, well not cubing, because I use it for modding, but I just got it. I went ahead and went out and got myself a Dremel tool because I might start doing shape mods. And I have used it recently because I did my Guhong version 2 that I had been trying to finish for years. I finally finished all the mods on it. It worked pretty good, but I'm just going to go ahead and stick to the modern, more recent stuff. So, yeah. I think for now, as a closing thing, I'll go ahead and solve it. All right, here we go. I am learning a different way of solving, so this is going to be a little slow. I changed from beginners to CFOP a few weeks ago, so I'm learning to go from pretty much. It was kind of hard to wrap my head around the F2L part, but it was interesting. But my times did drop drastically. I went from about 55 average down to about a 37-second average. It's interesting to say the least. But I have to admit, the pamphlet that came with the GANs was extremely helpful. I actually have that in my binder, not around me, but in the living room back here. I have it in my college binder. I had one night, I was just like, okay. Eventually, I'm going to have to go to the next step, so I decided, okay, let's make it tonight. And I think it took me about a week and a half to learn F2L. I skipped OLL because I'm not going to do 57 different algorithms at once. I think right now I'm about 5 out of 22 for PLL. And necessarily easily. It's just a matter of getting used to the different recognition. That's the hardest part for me, is the recognition. But yeah, that's all the cubes, all the new things I've gotten. And pretty much, yeah, have a good one. Later, guys.